Accused serial scammer Candace Clark should stand trial. She learned the grand jury's decision in court today. Clark faces several felonies related to rental scams. A CBS 2 investigation uncovered how she doctored documents to get the keys to luxury homes and never paid rent. She's not the only one. Dororthy Tucker discovered how many people are scamming the system.
It's 3 bedrooms.
This is Edwin Garcia's house.
2 in the back and 1 on the side.
He bought it 5 years ago.
Okay, let's go in the back and see.
Here in Harvey.
I put in an assessed amount of over $10,000 in hardwood floors.
Garcia planned to sell the house for a profit, had a buyer all lined up, until
it fell through. The person is not interested because someone else is in there.
somebody Garcia did not invite and did not rent to. Somebody is not only living here, but making himself pretty comfortable.
It's the electric meter, it's on, so there's heat coming there, so it's being used. There's somebody in there.
He immediately called Harvey police, who confronted the man.
And then he said that he's renting. And then I told him, I'm the owner. I didn't ever rent to you.
The man showed police this lease.
This is not my signature, and this is not how I print my name.
And he produced a driver's license with Garcia's address.
And the police took a picture of the ID for Mel Wilson.
Garcia tried to tell police the lease was a fake and Wilson was a squatter.
Unbelievable.
But since Wilson was in the house...
Yeah, that's my address, my house. And he's occupying it.
Police said Garcia would have to take him to court to get him out. Eviction court, 14th floor. The Daly Center, where an average of 36,000 evictions are filed every year in Cook County.
So we could do a trial today.
Eviction attorney Lori Quist represents landlords.
Even when somebody breaks into the property, you still have to go through the eviction process, which can take months.
And cost property owners thousands of dollars in attorney fees, court fees, and paying sheriff's officers to evict. Meanwhile, somebody is just chilling.
I hear a television and a dog.
Who is it?
My name is Dororthy Tucker. I'm with Channel 2 News. Are you Romel Wilson?
No.
He never showed his face and denied being the man on the driver's license, but admitted knowing him.
You live here with Mr. Wilson?
Yeah, I watch the house from every blue moon, but I don't live here.
And when I tried to explain that Mr. Wilson wasn't supposed to be living here...
What the f*** that got to do with y'all on TV? I got to go. Goodbye.
So we filed this case.
Back at court, Quist shows us some of the eviction cases she's worked on.
This was Candace's case,
Including one we're very familiar with. Candace Clark was not a squatter. Clark is what Quist calls a professional tenant.
A person who has been evicted a number of times.
If there was ever a poster child for a professional tenant, it's Clark. Our investigation shows since 2008, Clark has been evicted 23 times, the latest in January.
Sheriff's Department, hello?
From a multi-million-dollar home in Lincoln Park.
Sheriff's Department!
Clark used a stolen Social Security number, phony pay stub, and fake credit report to convince landlords to give her the keys.
Anybody home?
It took 3 months to get her out. If you add up all the lost rents, repair bills, and court costs from the nearly 24 places Clark got evicted from, clueless landlords lost more than $300,000.
We file 500 cases a month.
Eviction cases, that is.
I'd say 3 to 5% of my cases are people who have evicted before.
In fact, Robert Kahn also evicted Clark back in 2012 from this house in Chicago's Hyde Park neighborhood.
These are all eviction cases.
Only he doesn't remember her because she doesn't fit the profile of most of his repeat offenders.
I'm finding that it's younger people, millennials.
Where do they live?
Downtown, high-end apartments, north side, North Chicago, like in the Loop. I'm seeing people with fake IDs, fake socials, anything that you would need to lease up an apartment, they're falsifying.
All uploaded to online rental applications, making tricking landlords a lot easier.
So there's a lot of people who don't even meet the tenants.
Why do landlords have to come to court, spend time and money to evict someone who, in essence, committed a crime?
There's no law that says otherwise.
Michael Zink is another eviction attorney, and get this, he too has run into the infamous Candace Clark, evicting her
3
3 times.
Yes.
Each time, his clients were forced to endure the long and costly eviction process.
There's no law that says anybody who lied their way into the property has to be evicted faster.
In fact, when we do the research, it doesn't look like the law exists in any state. That's also the conclusion of a national group that represents landlords. But should there be law in Illinois?
It's unfortunate that the landlord fell prey.
State Senator Jackie Collins has sponsored legislation protecting tenants from bad landlords. She says it may be time to consider laws that speed up the eviction process for bad tenants who scam the system.
If there's a pattern that this individual had in reference to her criminality, should be a way that the judge could deal with it by expediting that case.
Oh, he's in there hiding.
Garcia's been waiting 3 months to get the squatter out of his property, and the civil process is far from over.
Someone is occupying it that has no right to be in there. And they use the system. The system needs to be fixed.
Dororthy Tucker, CBS 2 Investigators.
And Candace Clark is due back in court on March 20th. That's when she gets a chance to enter a plea of guilty or not.